Welcome to Subramani. I'm going to make a video. This is a video on senior citizen homes. So let me start. Largely, very few communities are happy going to a senior citizen home and living there. Not too many people are happy doing that. I mean, it could be a compulsory thing, right? So my son asked me to go there, my daughter asked me to go there. It is not convenient for her to come from Dubai to look after me. Therefore, I have shifted. These are all the negative things which you hear. And few people are very happy going there. Like my parents were very happy. My mom was just 63 when they bought place in Pune, and they are living there. So that is just by the side. Sometime in your 40s or maybe in your 50s, you start thinking that you need to live. We all need to live in a senior citizen home. I am convinced that I want to shift to a senior citizen home. I want to handle a much smaller house. Searching for your specs in a 4 BHK is definitely not my cup of how I want to spend my old age home, right? My old age. Searching for those things and looking after it and worrying about the infrastructure is not some great way to spend your time. So so when you start looking in your 50s, don't take a decision to buy in your 50s. The decision to buy should happen only closer to 70. Okay, I'm making some assumptions. I'm making an assumption that you are in a nice house in a metro in your 50s. You have not yet retired. You will be retiring maybe at 62, 63, whatever. At 62, 63, you will cease to want to live in a city. You may want to go to a smaller place. And another assumption is you will want to go to a senior citizen place at the age of 70, and you may want to go into a geriatric care at the age of 85. Why am I saying these things? Simply because in your 40s or in your 50s, what looks very attractive may not be very attractive at 70 and may be completely irrelevant when you're 85, right? So when you're 85, you're not looking for some great scenery from your room and those kind of, you're not looking for, maybe you're not even looking for a swimming pool, maybe you're not looking for a gym, maybe your requirements have changed, right? So at 85, what you need could be very different from what you are buying when you're 60. So don't buy at 60, buy at 70, because you are going to move only when you're 70. So buy then. Don't be in a hurry to commit, because better quality stuff will be available, better locations may be available. Check out with whom you're going to live there, right? Are you going to live with your siblings, with your cousins, with your classmates, with your school mates, college mates, whatever? Create that group and let that group decide. I mean, as a group, if you have 25 people, you may be able to go to a builder and say, can you build something for us? Even that is possible. So the place that you like in your 50s is not something which you may like when you're 85. So be very clear. Coimbatore is the place which you may love when you are in your 50s, 60s, even in your early 70s. But after that, you may find the winters very cold. That time you may want to live in Chennai. You may want to live in Bombay, you may want to live in Pune, but you may find the Pune winters very harsh. So you may want to be in Bombay at the age of 85 and not in Pune. Pune is a place which you liked when you were in your 60s or maybe even in your early 70s, but after that you don't like the cold. So these things are possible. You may like to see a nice cottage kind of a house, which is what you love when you're in your 50s or 60s, because you live in a tall apartment in Bombay or in Delhi or in Chennai, and you don't want such a claustrophobic place. You want nicely laid out lawns and things like that. But remember, in your 70s or late 70s, that 400-meter walk for lunch, which you have to go to a common canteen, is not something which you may enjoy. You may want infrastructure which is easy to deliver, which is top down. So you may want to live in the 20th floor of a senior citizen home, because all you have to do is press the lift to come down for the canteen. You may want that when you're 75, 77, 80. And not a place where you have to walk out, because if it's raining, you have to hold an umbrella, you have carrying your medicines, because you have to eat your medicine just after breakfast. So your hands are full, you don't know how to go. They have golf carts, but they've got 2 golf carts for 180 people. It doesn't really help. So find out what your requirements will be, start writing down, talk to people. So if you are 60, there will be somebody in your family who is 80 or somebody in your family who is 85. Find out what are their requirements, talk to them. That is what you will require when you are 85. You don't know that, right? When you're 60, you don't know what are your requirements 85. When you were 40, you did not know what would be your requirements at 60, and you're 60, you do not know what will be your requirements at 85. So find out what is good, what is suitable, whether your children want to come to that place and stay. If your children will come and stay, then do they have guest houses? Don't buy a 3 BHK because your son is going to come visiting once in a year for 4 days. It does not make sense. A 2 BHK is more than enough, and both the bedrooms should have ease of wheelchair access. The third bedroom makes sense because you may want a small third bedroom, which is where one servant could stay in case one of you, your husband or wife, need help, right? Or it should be a place where when you hire somebody full time and that person needs to sleep in another place, or you want that person only for 12 hours, then you have that person to sleep somewhere. So that servant quarters should be provided by the senior citizen home. Look for all those things. You don't even know what all things you want. So start writing down, talking to people, finding out what they required at 60, what they required at 70, what they required at 80, whether they like the temperature, didn't like the temperature, whether they like the infrastructure that an 80-year-old may want could be very different from what a 70-year-old wants, right? You may want wheelchair access because your spouse is is on a wheelchair, so you may have to take the wheelchair, so you need to have wheelchair access to the dining hall, to any other places of entertainment, if there is, if any, right? You want all those things which you never thought of in your 70s, right? Suddenly at 82 you find that your husband is 86 and he needs all this help, and you are the one struggling to live in a place without much of wheelchair access or access to good doctors, right? So find out what are your requirements, start writing them down. Don't be in a hurry to commit, because once you commit, then you start liking that place, right? Remember, man is a rationalizing animal. He first decides what he wants, and then he looks for reasons why he wanted that. Then he will rationalize everything. He will say, oh, but my friends are here, my cousins are here, my children are here. That does not matter. See what is good for you. Don't trust your children. Your children may fly away tomorrow somewhere else. Don't put burden on them saying, oh, because you have a job in Bangalore, I have also bought a house in Bangalore, I will live near your house. What happens if they go off to Dubai? Are you going to track them there? What if they go off to New Zealand or US or any place? Are you going to go there? That's not going to happen, right? So if you want to live near your children, rent, don't buy. Because when their children change their mind, don't be a burden saying, oh, I thought you will live here permanently. There are no permanent things, right? If your children have made a permanent decision, it means they are 58, 59 or 55 and said, okay, this is my last job. If I lose this job, I'm not looking for a job. Therefore, I'm settled in Pune, or therefore, I'm settled in Nashik. Then you look for a senior citizen home in Nashik, because when you need help, you should go to them and not expect them to come to you, because it's difficult commute. Is your daughter in Nashik going to come and look after you in Bombay regularly? It's difficult for her. Then it makes sense for you to shift to Nashik, maybe if there's a senior citizen home. Or also understand one thing, that you need one senior citizen home from 70 to 85 and one geriatric care from 85 to rest of your life, right? So these two distinctions could be in different locations, could be with different facilities. If they're attached, it is great, because by the time you are 60, your mother at 82 could be wanting to live with you. So it's a place which should have geriatric care, not because you need it, but because your mother need it. So you are there, you're staying with your mother, you're staying with your spouse. Let's say your spouse has already died, you're living with your mother. You have to provide for a situation where you might die before her. In case you die before her, then all the geriatric care facilities have to be available, or it has to be in a place which is convenient for your sibling to come and look after. If you are the only kid, then your mother has to fend for herself unless she's got her brother, sister. So talk about all this. Right now, if you are in your 40s or 50s, talk about it. There is no great hurry. You commit to it only when you are 69. right? Then you say, okay, I have decided I will live in Coimbatore, Jaipur, Calcutta, Delhi, Bombay, Pune, whatever. Take that decision later. Don't take the decision early and then start rationalizing, because then you will say, oh no, but I thought my sibling will also settle here, she is not coming, my wife's brother is not coming. So talk to everybody, talk to friends, classmates, schoolmates, college mates, whoever are your friends, your siblings, cousins, everybody. Find out where majority of them are going to live, because that's the kind of support to create, right? So I know people who have shifted to one single building in Coimbatore, and all 4-5 brothers or sisters or cousins are in one particular building in a senior citizen home in Coimbatore. They want to live like that. They want to live together with separate kitchens, but they all are eating in the common kitchen. So find out, talk, communicate. Find out what you want, write down what you want, read about senior citizen homes. They are dime a dozen. You have very cheap subsidized ones where the society subsidizes it, to some luxurious ones. Everything is available. You decide based on the amount of money you have, your lifestyle, where you want to live, right? Somebody may want a priest every 15 days to perform a puja. Somebody may want a gym, right? So you find out what are your requirements, write it down, talk to your parent. If your parent is, if you are 60, your parent is 82, talk to your parents, see what they want. Are they worried about a stigma that, oh, I can't live in a senior citizen home? But what if she has only one son and who is living in a senior citizen home? Does she have a choice? First, talk, write, make notes, read, watch videos, lot of videos, everything is available. Then slowly take a place on rent. Don't be in a hurry to buy. Take a place on rent, your mind is still open, then go live there, see whether you like. Where you go as a visitor, you love the place. Do you like it when you go and live there? These are questions to ask. So first, in your 50s and 60s, just ask questions. You will find the answers, and don't be in a hurry to commit. It may not, but it is also possible that your friends are constructing and you want to commit. That's also possible. So find out all these questions, answers, arrive at your own conclusion, and then take a decision. Don't be in a hurry. Thank you.